Hello and welcome. Oh, it's good to be back doing these again. Okay, so my thoughts on the first two episodes of Star Trek Discovery. I think the main thing being set up is quite an interesting story. So what we're beginning to see is the characters thinking about their future beyond Discovery, beyond the ship. You know, they've been a family for so long. You've got Tilly, who's here for the moment, but is she going to head up the Starfleet Academy? Will she be part of that new series? Because obviously CBS have confirmed that Starfleet Academy will go forward. So that's great. We've also got the story arc of this mysterious supreme creators. That's a take on the Star Trek Generations episode where we had the progenitors, the original race that created all humanoid life form. Not sure where that's going to go in terms of interest from the fans, but it seems it's going to be an epic space trek of chasing baddies. My thoughts on that is it's fine and it's well executed so far. I mean, I think the first two episodes were quite drama orientated, quite action packed. You had the Ares and Discovery protecting a colony from a mountain. Oh dear. It was all going a bit wrong with that, wasn't it? You know, that's it. Mountain collapse and colony at risk. And you see two starships kind of dirtbed themselves onto the surface to project their shields. I thought that was a bit too weak for me. I just looked at that and I thought, I'm not sure that worked for me. However, the drama and the tension between Brooke and Burnham is undoubtedly increasing. You know, they've had an on-off love affair. I mean, it was quite challenging in season 4 for them as they pit themselves together to get the bits they needed for their missions. That was quite comical, actually, and I think we will see more of that comedy going forwards. I like the new captain. Not sure how he will... he's a bit of a ranger, really. I'm not sure how he will cope as being potentially Michael Burnham's first officer. But no doubt he's an interesting character. He's gung-ho. And, you know, you've seen in Generations and Voyager several captains like this. And I think he adds an element of both seriousness and much needed comedy as well. You've got the annoyance of Stamets at the fact that the spore drive is not going to be replicated across the fleet and that they are using Pathfinder and other technologies from other ships that sort of have origins in the 24th century, really. But we will see what Pathway does and how it operates. And I'm really hoping we get to see other ships, not just externally, but internally as well. One of the things Discovery has managed to do exceptionally well, much like Picard has done, is to showcase new Federation designs. I mean, in Picard, we have the neon strips that, you know, are on the outline of the doors and at various points around the bridge. Very, very, very good design, taken from 3D modelling and the creativity from SFC Inc., Star Trek Invincible. About 25% adaptation from the original story there. And it's good to see that they've carried that forward a little bit. These were quite entertaining designs that date back as far as 2013, in a virtual world called Second Life, which many people use to create objects and buildings and sets. It was absolutely brilliant technology, ahead of the curve back then. It's absolutely still better than anything Meta has to offer at the moment. And I still think there is a place for these VR worlds where you can literally create something out of nothing, a plain box, and shape it and turn it and texture it and make it work in a visual way. And I think, in terms of story creation for fans, I'd like to see more of this, and I'm considering opening a writer's room channel where we will be live streaming and discussing various possibilities without obviously having to be overly concerned about intellectual property rights, because we'll be coming up with our own ideas. We will always acknowledge that Star Trek and all related materials, logos and intellectual property, we acknowledge that belongs to Paramount Pictures and CBS, and we always have to do that. So where do I think these characters are going? Well, obviously Saru is now moving towards the diplomatic service as he progresses his relationship with the brilliant actress whose name I have just forgotten, but I'm not going to edit out mistakes, because I think sometimes in rolling podcasts it's necessary, it happens. So I found that love story quite interesting, and his his understandable sadness at the fact that he's leaving Discovery, the ship. He's moving on, and that means saying goodbye. And I liked Burnham's delivery of the line, last dance, one last dance. I thought that was brilliant. The planet with its almost like Aztec features with different modeling of faces and big hands and things like that. I thought that was really, really good. As to where the puzzle box and the diary and that falling into the wrong hands and how that may happen, I guess we're going to see over the next few weeks. I'm a big critic of a 10 episode series, really. I mean, although I will make the point that Discovery costs millions per episode, but we're starting to see this more generally when we look at different good shows, and franchises where networks are shortening the length of seasons. I mean, I remember on syndication, Generations and Voyager running to very high numbers of episodes, but I suppose condensing it down, making it visually perfect, making sure that it's quick, punchy. And one of the things that Discovery has done, and done exceptionally well, is its ability to carry on one or two story arcs, much like a movie, across the whole season. It really does have that feel. And I know many were angry that, it went to a week by week model as opposed to a full series drop. But actually, I've come round to think that it is a better way to do weekly drops. Yes, it goes back to the old days where things were released weekly, but it also generates revenue. Now, whether we like this or not, and I appreciate streaming services are not cheap, especially in the cost of living crisis, and to people who struggle there, then obviously my advice would be avoid spoilers and go wait till the end of it, pay for your month and binge watch at your delight. I think this will be a season I will probably watch twice. As to what the future of the ship is, I can't really tell at the moment, because they're not talking about decommission. But I do wonder if that's coming, or whether or not the USS Discovery will just remain a unique ship with its spore drive and perhaps may be used for very specific missions only. I really don't know. What I do know is by the end of the series, every character arc will be nicely wrapped up. The showrunners were very, very, very sure and adamant they wanted to make sure that the conclusion of Star Trek Discovery, the epic journey across 5 seasons, concludes in the right way, where we don't have too many doors left open and too many questions. I think that's to pay homage to fans. I mean, the crew, the acting crew have this expression, which is Discovery's one team. And that just basically means that no actor is, considered to be above another. They are, I think, from what I've seen, and certainly from a friend of mine who was at the recording lot, these guys have a lot of fun. These guys have a lot of fun in the real world, and they've really got to know each other there as well. And I think that will be reflected in quite emotional performances going forward. I have seen screen testers in the past, and they changes were made because of that. The finale was the 3 episodes leading to the finale were completely reshot and new scripting, just to make sure that we are not left as Discovery fans with too many questions. There will be questions, and that's not a bad thing. But for me, it's going to be about, where do these characters go next? You've got Colbert and Stamets. They're clearly going to be together forever. I thought aspects of their relationship, their same-sex relationship as a gay guy, I found some of it over the seasons a little bit tacky. Like, I don't know about you, but I don't brush my teeth in a bathroom with my husband. It is big enough to do that, but I just don't know many couples that would do that. But that's how it's been portrayed. And of course, you've had LGBTQ plus actors doing even more and creating a sort of family there as well. So, I think there will be very, very, very emotional moments. I think you could start to see that with Saru, and the looks of different crew. I mean, I think they're all fantastic, and one of the things that Discovery has done so well is, yes, the captain is important, but in addition to that, the individual crew members, their story arcs are quite prominent, and it should be. A crew is a family, and you want to know about them, about the things that interest them, and that is unique to Discovery, really. Whereas Star Trek Picard, absolutely brilliant. Season 3 just blew me away. They're a family too, but there was an overarching thing there. Do I think that they will do anything with the end of Picard? Well, there is talk of a movie, and word on the ground is, scripts have been sent to be reviewed by Patrick Stewart for his character and others. No certainty there. But we do have another certainty, which is the upcoming Section 31 movie with Michelle Yeoh. We know that that has entered post-production. The work on that is pretty much done. And I think we're looking at a broadcast date on Paramount Plus around August time, if my understanding is correct. So by then we will have seen the conclusion of Discovery, and I think there'll be a period of what seems to be not much in the way of Star Trek material. But then, if they resurrect another series, which is, called by fans Star Trek Legacy, starring Jerry Ryan as the captain of the Enterprise, the Neo-Constitution class refit. Do I think that could work? Absolutely, yes. Do we want to see it? I'm pretty sure a lot of you do. I think she's a great actress. I think it connects well to the 24th century going forwards. But again, it's really about numbers. It's all about numbers. These shows have to get the numbers to persuade production companies, Bad Robot, to pursue it. It's extremely important that the revenue comes in, because all networks want to see their shows to be successful in order to fund other potential ideas. And there will always be a lot of experimentation with different shows. Some believe Discovery would never get to season 3. It did, epically. I'm very happy with that. The Klingon War went on a bit too long in my view, but you had amazing performances by Jane as Admiral Cornwell, and of course her major sacrifice in dealing with the torpedo that blew a massive hole in the saucer of the original Enterprise. So you can see links to all of these things, and it was a big thing in Discovery. Who knows where this is going to go? I think it's too early to say. I just hope they don't go for some easy tropes. Like I say, although visually great, I just thought the Ares and the Discovery, ditching into dirt to extend shields to protect a colony. Understand that. But that didn't quite work for me. There could have been other ways that could have been done in a more exciting way. But either way, it is what it is. I'm sure you'll have your own thoughts on this. And I'm going to be looking at doing a podcast with a major Trek channel very soon. You will have all heard of them, and I will announce that in due course. I have a couple of people lined up that can do some work here as well. Like I've said, my channel is not monetized, never will be. I'm able to utilize promotional footage that other people tend to find get copyright struck down because I've submitted a very limited license for promotional purposes to YouTube that CBS have validated. So it gives me scope to promote, but obviously all the credits reside with CBS and Paramount, and all I'm doing is encouraging people to watch it and think about the themes. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it through your own channels, and I encourage people to look at, if you don't like something, how could you have written it? It's never too late to get into story writing, creative writing. And don't worry about whether or not your first attempt is considered to be absolutely brilliant or a first attempt. There's no wrong way of doing it. You learn through practice, you learn through skills of your peers, and there is a lot of fan material out there, and it's easy to connect with that. A lot of them are very open to new members, completely free of charge. So look out for them. And as I say, on launching a channel later this year, you will have the opportunity to do that and actively engage in it. So that's it for now. Looking forward to this Friday. I'll tell you what I think next week. I've had a lot of material that I've needed to edit for shorts. It's taken me a bit longer. I don't have a massive team working behind me doing all the back office stuff. Everything has to be done by me, although soon I'll have a creative supporting the work and giving me a few pointers and helping me get some stuff going. Please have a look at my community page, because I'm considering bringing in other aspects, not just sci-fi, thinking Game of Thrones, GOT, as one option, and also some folklore stuff as well. Now, it'll be entertaining because there'll be video footage that I will be doing and taking. One of the things that we will be doing is a tour around Highgate Cemetery with some folklore around it and things like that, which will be entertaining because it'll all be edited down and you'll enjoy it. But thank you for joining me. It's been a long time since I've been able to do a podcast like this. There have been reasons, but we don't need to go into that. We are all a Star Trek family, and I appreciate every view and every subscription. I don't like to say what so many channels do, like and subscribe. I don't put those in the videos because I feel like, if you like something, you'll like it. If you don't, you won't. And if you want to subscribe, you can. But the main message here is it's an unmonetized channel, and I do it for the love of it, for my own entertainment, but most importantly, I do it for you as well through shorts, which have proven to be very successful. I know you guys like that because it's something easy that you can go through in your lunch break or whenever you want to, really. And where possible, I try to post the full footage from where I've edited the shorts from. But as we move forward to the weekend in the UK, it looks like we might have a mini heatwave at the weekend. That'll be a great opportunity to enjoy the sun safely, get some vitamin D. And don't forget, beautiful people, watch Discovery episode 3 this week. Take care of yourselves. Live long and prosper. Vulcan salute. I've been Jamie Lofthouse. Take care of yourselves and each other.